Hi, and welcome to Style Thoughts by Rita with our resident moral philosophy and men's style essence expert, Meradj.
Hey, hey.
And today we are continuing our journey on our men's essence style system with our third quadrant, now the down and right. So, get ready for more great insights on the down right people. Okay, so just to summarize our system in case you have forgotten, the right is something we believe corresponds with kind of the key words like impressive, the sun, pure, anxious in the shadow side, refined, kind of the light, a virtue ethical approach. And again, these are more like thematic keywords about the ideas, the concepts, the essence, like the evocation of the ineffable qualia that we're attempting to capture, rather than like a direct description of like these persons being.
Yeah, I can't really view it as like concepts that help us from different angles zero in on the mystical essence of the right people, even if we can describe the right essence in like necessary and sufficient conditions.
Okay. Thank you. And now we're going to talk about the down. So So down is effortless, universal, intuitive, ease, casual, bare, a person who is showcasing their personality. So this is a contrast to the up, which is very structured and really filtered through a persona.
Yeah, and again here, the up and the down in our system, right? That is so like the frame for which these people can like allow their essence to shine through, right? So it's not about the essence per se, but it's about the frame that they can use to like access their essence in their clothing. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, and here's our entire little quadrant. You can see our previous videos for that. Today we're talking about the right down, which is the combination of this person who really appears kind of impressive, who has kind of this pure vibe, kind of refined and stylish, but a person who right essence is best communicated and seen when they style themselves in a way that appears effortless, universal, easy, casual, maybe kind of even bare. So this isn't to say, and you'll see this in our examples, that these right down men should not have any kind of adornment or decoration, but it's really about appearing to be very effortless and universal. And when we say like universal and when we say personality, what we're really trying to say is that like, Timothee Chalamet or Ryan Reynolds, when they appear like as themselves. So of course, like, these people are actors or whatever, but it's really like when you see them at their best is when you feel like you're just getting their experience, which is the opposite of somebody like, what's this Superman guy?
Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill, where it's like, you see him at his best when you filter him through this, like, he is Superman. Mm. He is like,
he's fulfilling a specific
role. These people, like, they're being themselves, and that's the down kind of right essence.
Or at least it appears that they're being themselves. Okay. And I really want to underscore here that structuredness is something we associate with the upness on the scale. But this does not mean that the downness outfits aren't structured. They might have been a lot of thought into them, might be a lot of underlying structure. It's just that when you look at them, bam, the first thing you think isn't, oh, that's a structured outfit. You think, oh, what an easy, casual outfit, even though there might be a lot of underlying structures.
Very good clarification. Okay, so now let's look at some clothes so we can see this. So one person we have identified as being on the very far, very down right is Timothee Chalamet. So here, like, is exactly what we're talking about. This is a man who's really into fashion. He obviously spends a lot of time thinking about fashion and getting people to help him, but ultimately he just appears with like ease, ultimate ease, and also very refined, very kind of impressive, very pure.
Very much the sun, the pure sun.
Very the pure sun. Okay. And then we also have Ryan Reynolds, who we think is like more up and more to left compared to Timothee Chalamet, but still very much this kind of easy, casual, pure, refined, just, the nice sun.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first person who we are going to put into our quadrant is Anthony Mackie.
A.K.A. Captain America. And yeah, so we think Mackie is more to the right than Ryan Reynolds and more down, but not as right and as down as Timothee Chalamet. And these are some outfits we think he looks very good in. Right, so all of these outfits we think are outfits that really capture the essence of the fact that there's this like indescribable lightness in him. You know, I guess that's why he's like so good as Captain America. It also like really captures the fact that there's something very impressive about him.
He's a very impressive guy.
Yeah, but simultaneously all the outfits come off as being casual, as being just like universal and intuitive in the sense that it just kind of looks like he rose up in the morning and he just put on what he found. So we think these are excellent example of outfits which he looks good in, which are all right-down outfits. Here are two outfits which we think he looks significantly less good in. So the first is a paradigmatic example of a very right-up outfit. So that is the outfit to the left here. Something that Henry Cavill or like Idris Elba would look great in that outfit. If you go and watch our previous video, you will actually see Idris Elba looking amazing in such an outfit. But for Anthony Mackie, even though he looks good because he's obviously a very handsome person, we don't see his essence coming through to the same extent, right? We feel like there's something forced about it, something that contains and confines him. It doesn't allow his essence to shine through. And in the outfit furthest to the right, I don't know what outfit that is. I would say perhaps it's a left up outfit.
Yeah,
it's definitely an outfit more to the left. And again, that's just an outfit that here's not the fact that his essence seems captured in the outfit. It's not the fact that his essence doesn't come through due to the outfit. It's like that the outfit is specifically contrary to his essence.
Yeah, it's very like laid back, I'm cool, I don't really care.
Yeah.
Whereas you can just tell Anthony Mackie cares a lot.
Yeah, and it's like, I'm not impressive. It's like, no, you are impressive.
Yeah.
So like, why are you wearing that outfit, bro?
Yeah, exactly. Don't wear that. Okay, and now we're going to talk about Ryan Gosling. So Ryan Gosling, we put him down here. So he's closer to the center just in general, but he's still very much part of the right down family. So here's Ryan just like rocking some cute outfits, and I think like you can kind of see this theme where it's like there's just a lot of really clean lines. There's some kind of like nice tailoring, but at the same time it's very easy. He doesn't look kind of trapped in any of his clothes. And you know, at the same time he really is able to at least convey this image of him as being kind of like a nice person, just who has, good intentions and who is like pure and kind of like refined in his essence. He's just a little bit impressive, kind of like, but at the same time kind of easygoing and casual. Whereas I think these outfits are kind of in contrast to that. We can see some outfits of him either taking up the formality quite a lot, or in the center moving to left with this kind of more rumply casual look. And obviously he looks nice in all of these also, but I think that it's just like, okay, so that's just kind of a random guy. Whereas in these pictures you can be like, oh yeah, that's Ryan Gosling. Like that's his appeal as a star, is with this kind of general, I'm a nice guy, and I got a little bit of intrigue coming from that vibe.
Now, next we have Tom Holland, our favorite up-and-coming superhero, the new Iron Man. And yeah, so we think Tom Holland is very far to the right, but also quite up. So he's kind of like, in one way, he's the inverse Timothee Chalamet in one way, but not fully. Okay, so here we think he looks good, right? He just looks wonderful, super appealing, super welcoming, and super charming, all of these outfits. They all are outfits which appear very effortless. And I think these are good outfits where it's like they appear effortless, and they appear kind of like unstructured a bit, in the sense that they're not as structured as the people who we examined when we did the right up quadrant. But still, there's more structure to them, where it appears to be more structure to them than, for example, the outfits of Anthony Mackie that we just surveyed. And this is why we think Tom Holland is more upwards, because he looks better when he puts in a bit of structure in his outfit.
The really super white shoes,
exactly.
The really shiny leather shoes, it's just a more effort kind of.
Yeah, and I think this really becomes clear if you go to the next slide, where here we have outfits where we just think he kind of looks bad. The outfit to the furthest to the left here is a what I would consider a left down outfit. So I think it's the same level of downness as the outfits he looked good in the sense that it's not super casual, it's not super like effortless, it's not super universal. Too, there's some structure to it, but this doesn't. The reason this doesn't work for him, it's just too much left. It's like, bro, like, why are you trying to be a rebel? Why are you trying to be like a bad boy? Which is something we associate a bit more with the left down quadrant. Then the middle outfit is a left up outfit. Again, doesn't work for him. It's too much structured. It's not enough of the sun, the impressiveness. It's too much of like the mystic going on. And in the outfit furthest to the right, he looks nice in that. He's a good-looking person. The question is though, is it him at his best? And we don't think it is him at his best, because it's just way too much structure there. It's just like, what is going on? Why are you trying to kind of put so much effort into getting your essence through when it's so obvious that your essence flows way better through your outfit when they are more casual than that? But still we can see that, for example, if you just remember how Timothee Chalamet looked, he would look significantly worse in the outfit furthest here to the right, or an outfit like that, because he's just so much more down than Tom Holland is.
That's a good summary. Okay, and now we're going to talk about Dev Patel. So we think that he is like quite up, and again, like so a little bit closer to the center, but we still think like very much the essence that he conveys with his like image and his persona is very much this kind of like impressive, pure, kind of anxious, very much like the light, but at the same time filtering it through a bit of this effortless, easy, casual, bare look. So here are just like some really cute looks for him. I think he looks really dreamy. He has that kind of like this dreamy hair, a bit of like his clothes. Again, he just has obviously some kind of tailoring and polishing in all of these pieces, but they seem kind of so casual. Like on the left, he just slung on that coat, you know, he didn't even put socks on with his sneakers, you know, he's just kind of throwing things on is the vibe, but yet as it comes together, it just comes off as this like, you know, I'm just here to be like a nice guy vibe, and very dreamy, I think. Whereas here, I feel like obviously he's still the same guy, but I think a lot of this kind of dreaminess is lost. So on the left, again, I think that's like a right up outfit almost, but it's not as formal. I think he looks nice. It's always weird to like, I think the right down people, they will always look kind of nice in the suits because it's still like, you know, a very like suits, we just associate them with being very like civilized, you know, and kind of gentlemanly, you know, but it's just like, again, it just looks like, okay, so he had to wear a suit for the occasion. It doesn't look like that's his essence coming through. And also in the middle, I'm not even sure if that's a left up or right up. I think it depends on the person, but it's just too up for him. Like the tie is and the suit being so tight and the very intense pattern. And you can see like...
Wow, that suit is a bit hallucinogenic the more you look at it.
But it's like in his face, he's like, I'm a model. But it's like, you're not a model, you're a cutie, you know? And on the right, I mean, it's like... You know, you would, again, like, he just looks like an average guy, so it's not a crime to go around in, like, Adidas sweatpants. I do that also, but it's just, like, the dreaminess is really not captured when you just see him in his casual wear.
And I feel like perhaps I sound a bit like a broken clock because I keep underscoring this. But in the outfits to the right here, it's not that anyone would look bad in those outfits. If you go and watch like our initial video when we examine, for example, Tom Hardy, he looks great in those outfits.
Yeah.
And in our next video, when we do the left down quadrant, you're gonna see a lot more people who look very, very good in the Adidas t-shirt.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people that really are at their best in Adidas and a t-shirt because that's just like...
I would consider myself to be close to my best in an Adidas and a t-shirt, yeah.
Well, you're in your best no matter what.
Oh.
Okay, and now we're going to do Victor Cruz.
So I think Victor Cruz is very much to the center here also, but simultaneously very much down. And I think that creates an interesting dynamic that we will see now. So here are some outfits which we think he looks very good in. We think all these outfits, it really appears that they are something that just came to him of great ease. He didn't put too much thought into it. He just kind of intuited. And these are outfits that are not like designed to fulfill any particular role in any particular context. They're rather this like universal aspect specifically tailored to his personality.
Yeah, so if I can just add here. Yeah, exactly. Like, I think that the downness, he's not like, I am a major like athlete. I am an impressive man who is very rich. It's like, I'm just Victor Cruz, I'm a guy.
Yeah, exactly.
It's really, he's not fulfilling that role. So it's very down in that way.
But here we see something interesting. We think these outfits, which he also looks very good in, right? So I think both of these outfits he looks good in. But these outfits are quite different from a lot of the outfits that we've seen the previous men in this video wear. Because these are outfits that I would consider to be left down outfits. But why does he look good in them? Well, we just saw that he's very much to the left. So it does make sense that he could pull off these kind of like casual sportswear, which is something that the left people will be associated with, and this more like rebel look, where he has this darker jacket with a hoodie and
with little studs on his shoes.
Yeah, exactly.
So cute.
Because he, as we saw, he's very close to the center. But there are also outfits where he just doesn't look good in. And I think if we begin here with outfits furthest to the right, I think this is very much an outfit that is a right-down outfit. And if you recall from the very initial of this video where you saw Ryan Reynolds, but also Ryan Gosling, they wore some outfits looking like that. Especially Ryan Reynolds, sorry. And he would look very good in those. Very cute in those outfits. But for Victor Cruz, it just doesn't work. And the reason it doesn't work is they're too much right for him. So while we think Victor Cruz is right, and he is associated with the virtue ethics, the sun, the light, he isn't nearly as associated with those concepts as Ryan Reynolds are, because he has a bit more of this tweener essence.
Mm-hmm.
And then the two outfits remaining there, we think both of them are both way too much up for him, and I would say both of them are, or like the outfits in the middle is way too much to the left for him, and the outfit furthest to the left is just way too much up.
Yeah, it's just he really loses his like I'm a sweetie essence.
Yeah, when it appears that he's put too much structure into it.
Yeah, and we don't know this man. He could not be a sweetie at all.
Yeah.
But he looks like a sweetie.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, and somebody mentioned Justin Long in the comments, so we just wanted to throw him in here, that we think he's like quite far down and a little bit to the right. Unfortunately, Justin is not like as much of a fashionista, so we struggled finding cute outfit pictures of him, but I think on the left, that's a very cute outfit. I mean, I think like he's not at his best there, but we think like the essence, the dog, I think also helps as an accessory. Whereas on the left, I think that's a very like left up outfit, and he's just like it's just like, what are you doing, Justin? Like don't. Okay, so now I want to like talk about this fun part, which is where I try to talk about like some elements of like our our joint conceptual landscape understanding of like archetypical figures in society, and how we can use the mapping of these archetypical figures onto our quadrants to help shed light on and to understand our system. So I want to show. So I have like two archetypes here. One I have called the Protagonist and one called the Angel. And I want to reiterate one more time that we don't think that like, oh, Ryan Reynolds is like a good guy. It's really, we're not saying everybody who's in there falls into the archetype. I'm more just trying to like activate your like understanding of the system. So first I'm going to talk about the Protagonist. So this is like a pretty big blob here that's kind of close to a center, can go kind of to the right, but it's not very down. And what do I mean with the Protagonist? I mean, like, yeah, he's the guy in the story who's the lead. That's like Ryan Gosling, like Ryan Reynolds. It's like you don't know much about him. You don't know what he's up to, but you just know he's a good guy, and you're rooting for him. And you're like interested to see what happens, like without knowing anything at all about him, because you just get a bit the sense that, here's a guy. He's a bit impressive. He's like a good son, he's a conscientious person who is, ethical, like he has a virtue code. Maybe it's not, he's not obsessed with it, but it's like, he's just, and but at the same time, he's kind of like, he's kind of easygoing, he's kind of casual, kind of relatable, maybe somebody that kind of brings you in and encourages you to really root for them. I think that's like the charm.
Yeah, so he's like kind of the guy where in the first scene of the movie, it's both clear that he's the protagonist, and it's like clear that he's a guy that is worth rooting for.
Yeah, just by his essence.
Yeah.
And I think like if you go back or think about the celebrities we've shown, like you can really see that. And I think a lot of celebrities do fall into this because they're just likable people. And on the far right down, I kind of wrote like the angel, and while I think like sometimes maybe like don't want to think about men being too angelic, because I don't know if maybe that's not like manly enough, but I think like for me, that is a really beautiful like male archetype of somebody who is really far to the right. So they really represent like the light, like truly like a person who lives in the light, in like really refined at their very core. They're just a person who has like a very refined like soul, but at the same time they're so far down, because it's like if you think about an angel, it's like an angel is not a manager or leader or like a knight. There's no like role. It's just like it is like pure universal like energy of like light and like good and refinement, you know. And again, like Timothee Chalamet is not like an angel. I have no idea who that person is. Like I have no idea what they're like. He might be an angel, but there's not. I'm not making the point that he is an angel, but I'm saying that I think that there's like this aesthetic where you're like, I cannot like dress up in this constricting thought through way. Like I must appear that I am like operating on a pure intuitive level, because all that is me is like the energy of the very far right that I have.
Yeah.
You think that makes sense?
I think that makes sense. I think it also makes sense in the sense that the angel would be like very, very much down. Because if you look at angel, if you were like, how does an angel dress? It would be like they would dress kind of in a very minimalistic style, but also it would be like they snap their finger and then the dress appears on them, right? And it looks very good and it looks very nice. But it's just the ultimate combination of the intuitiveness and the light.
That's such a good explanation. Yeah, but an angel would always look really nice because they're like an angel.
Yeah, exactly.
You're my angel.
Oh, you're my angel.
Okay.
I would say you're my angel baby, actually.
Okay. And you're so cute. Now we're gonna talk about
some lessons.
Okay. So here are some lessons. So we haven't like come up, you know, with like what to do to dress this way, but we think overall to communicate this, I'm a good sun, I'm a force of light, there is something about like tidiness, right? And that's kind of like clean lines, not tight, but not rumpled clothes, maybe rounded shapes, you know, on the shoulders.
There's a lot of rounded shapes.
A lot of rounded on the collars, a lot of like cuffs that are really the perfect length to cover the arm. You know, a lot of like shoes that are like nice, but they don't look like overly stiff, but they look like definitely nice. A lot of like heavier fabrics to kind of give a little bit more of a deluxe feel. Like, you know, this, because so kind of really stuff where you're like, I'm trying to look nice. Like I literally want to look like nice, but I don't want it to be too fancy. I want it to be a little bit
easygoing. And I don't want
going.
it to appear as if I tried to look nice. I want it to appear as if it came to me without any effort.
And this, I think, is really fascinating with Timothee Chalamet, because I think a lot of his outfits are very like avant-garde even, but he manages to infuse it with kind of an effortlessness that's very separate from the left up people, where it's like, look at this, I made this outfit, you know. Like Jason Momoa, you're like, how much time do you spend like arranging the rings exactly perfectly on your fingers, you know? Whereas the Timothee Chalamet is just like, he just woke up like that. Yeah. In like a suit that's hand painted with roses or whatever. So those are like our lessons, and what's left for us now, Meradj, is the left down.
So we only get the left down quadrant to do. After we've done the left down quadrant, we're gonna make one video where we kind of like wrap up and summarize.
For the people who don't care enough to watch the whole series.
Yeah, but only kind of for ourselves, because you know, this is a journey for us also. And as we have gone through this, I feel like we have discovered more about the system.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
And so there will be, I feel like at the end of the summarizing video, we will have some really good guiding lessons.
Yeah, lessons from the heart.
Yeah, and then after that, we are so excited, so ready. so pumped up, so psyched to introduce the women's version of this system. We have already begun giving it thought. We already began talking about it, researching, discussing it, marinating it.
Yes, wait. So if you're still watching here and you have like a woman who really like strikes you as like a fashion icon who you want to know like where she would be, we would love that because we're trying to map them out a bit, and we love to hear who you think like really deserves to be mapped out.
Yes.
So thank you very much for watching, and let us know any thoughts you have, and see you next week. Bye.
Bye.